I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up to the live stream earlier. If you were there, you knew it was a great time. It's a great place to ask any questions you have about AMC. And look, if I can't answer it, maybe there's somebody else in the chat that can, and really get to the bottom of what's going on here. Now look, in this video, we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people might have a little trouble with understanding, or if they see a graph like it, they might not know exactly what's happening here. So it needs to be addressed. I know a lot of graphs are flying around Reddit. People are posting them. This is what can happen in a squeeze. This is where the potential's at. And it's not necessarily true. If you've ever seen a graph about DRV or HCMC and you see these ridiculously high prices, this needs to be addressed now because these are not squeezes. You don't see DRV hitting 30,000 because of a squeeze, or HCMC with a price of nearly $70 million because of a squeeze. It is something entirely different, and it needs to be talked about in this video. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day and we're growing our portfolios together. All right, now look, right off the bat, if you're one of the people that believes that AMC is going to be shooting to $100,000 per share, it's possible, okay? It's possible. Likely? I'm going to go ahead and say no. You can get upset with me if you want, but guys, we got to keep it real. $100,000 is going to be a very hard price to hit. Now, you might be saying, but somebody showed me a graph of DRV and it was at 200 and shot all the way up to $30,000 per share. HCMC went from like nothing all the way to $64 million, $69 million per share. Let's address these concerns really quick. Now, I know I've seen the graph about DRV, that, bearish real estate ETF, that 3x contra ETF on the real estate market, and there's no history prior to that $30,000 price, okay? I don't know where that person, maybe they're the only ones with access to that graph and history before the inception date, but look, the inception date for that ETF was July 16th, 2009. And anywhere, you can look it up on any website that has access to the historical data, you can see that it started trading at the $30,000 price, right? Now, was it actually trading at $30,000? No. Let's talk about this. So there's something called a split, a stock split, and a reverse stock split that you really need to understand as an investor, especially when you see prices like $30,000, or in HCMC's case, $70 million, okay? So let's talk about that really quick. If you pull out the maximum chart for DRV, that bearish ETF, you can see that it was trading at $30,000, and now it's all the way down to $6 per share. And if you add the splits indicator, you could probably find it, depends on what website you're using, you can find it almost anywhere. Just add splits to the chart, and you can see that it underwent, I believe it was a 5-for-1, 5-for-1, 4-for-1, and a 5-for-1 split. Now you add these ratios together, and this is going to give you the split adjusted price, right? If you have all of those shares being split, 5-for-1, 5, 4, and 5 again, that is a 500-for-1 reverse stock split ratio. Now what does this mean? That means that for every 500 shares you had, way back when, now you only have one share of that stock, okay? And therefore the stock price rose. Now if you look at this on a historical chart, you're going to see a stock price that is 500 times what that stock was actually trading at. So in the case of DRV, this bearish real estate ETF that everybody wants to look to say that, oh yeah, AMC can squeeze to $30,000 a share because DRV was there. It's not the case. If you look at it on a split adjusted price, it was only at $60 per share. Okay, this ETF began trading at $60 per share, performed horribly because we all know that the real estate market has been rebounding since 2009 when this ETF was first began trading. So it's done nothing but go down, right? It went down, got low enough that they decided to do a 5-for-1 split. That multiplied the price by 5. Went down even more. They multiplied the price by 5. Same thing happened. 4, 5. So that stock price really only ever traded at a maximum of $60 per share. Now, this might be discouraging for some people, but you absolutely need to know this. You need to know that DRV never traded at $30,000 per share. You're seeing that price because of the reverse splits that took place. Now, this brings us to HCMC, because I've had a few people bring up, I've seen it in my comments, I've seen it in the live stream, can AMC reach these ridiculous prices because HCMC was at $70 million per share? No. Same reason. HCMC, guys, if you own HCMC, I don't condone that sort of behavior. Please, double check your investment on that one. But look, HCMC was trading, right? The historical price shows $70 million per share. If you put the splits at the bottom of the chart, and you can see all of the reverse splits that it underwent, I believe it was like a 5, 5, 70, and 20,000. Okay, if you see a stock do a 20,000 for one reverse split, bad news, right? Very, very bad news. That stock was bad news. So knowing that, add those split ratios together, you have a 1 for 35 million reverse split. So taking the split adjusted price into account, HCMC only ever traded at a little less actually than $2 per share. Now, the price right now, 0.0024 or something like that. It's just a quarter of a cent. Guys, to put it into perspective, if you would have invested $70 million in that company a few years ago, you would have 1/4 of a cent right now. If you invested $1 billion in that company, you don't even have a dime left, okay? That just goes to show you that's a bad investment. You might be thinking that it could jump back up to that price anytime. It's not going to happen. It's not going. There's so many shares. It was never trading at 70 million, and it's not going to trade at 70 million. Now, don't let this dampen your sentiment too much, because AMC, yes, is a different story, right? AMC is not a reverse split case. It's not something that we need to worry about that way. If you want to look at more realistic graphs, look at what GameStop did a couple months ago. Look at what Volkswagen did back in 2008. Those are short squeezes. Now, here's the difference in those and AMC. If anybody who doesn't like these videos, don't leave yet, right? If you're still here, you might actually understand what's going on. So use those actual short squeezes as a precursor to what could happen with AMC, but know that the focus on AMC is so much greater. The support behind AMC is so much greater than there was with Volkswagen, and so much greater than there was with GameStop, right? Everybody is holding AMC. So theoretically, yes, the price could reach $100,000 or more if absolutely nobody who holds the share was willing to sell. So a good way to think about that is, if only one shareholder held all of AMC stock, every single share outstanding, if only one shareholder held it, yes, they can name the price. It's their company at that point. They can name the price. And here's the good thing about it. Because the short sellers are obligated to buy it back. So they absolutely have to cover those shares that they have shorted. That's the difference between if one guy holds all of the stock and nobody has to make an offer on those shares. Nobody has to offer them a higher price. The short sellers, the hedge funds, they absolutely have to offer a higher and higher and higher price until their shares are covered. Now here's the catch-22. Here's the downside to that. Not only one person holds AMC. Not only apes hold AMC. There are still day traders, there's still swing traders, there's still institutions. AMC itself still holds AMC. So there's a lot of moving parts. And knowing that, people are going to be willing to take less than you are. People are going to be willing to take less than I am. So in theory, yes, it can reach that $100,000 price. But in reality, in practice, it's going to be very difficult because emotions are going to get involved. People are going to see more money than they've ever seen in their entire life. And they're going to be tempted to take that profit. Because think about it. If you've never seen $10,000 in your entire life, you'll be tempted to take that. If you've never seen $50,000 in your entire life, you will be tempted to take that. And to think that people are going to hold out until they see $50 million in their accounts is very hard to wrap your mind around. So that's why I always promote having a realistic price. Please do not believe any of these graphs you see with absurdly high stock prices unless you're looking at Berkshire Hathaway, right? I know a lot of people, and we'll address that really quick. A lot of people have said, well, Berkshire Hathaway trades at $400,000. That's an absurdly high stock price. Yes, but Berkshire Hathaway, they're profitable. They make a lot of money. Warren Buffett knows what he's doing. And there's only 600,000 shares outstanding. Okay, there's not 500 million shares outstanding. So it's a very low amount of shares outstanding, and therefore the price can be higher because it's actually valuing the company at something. The market cap is attached to the fundamentals of that company, and because there's such low shares outstanding, it has a very high price. If they were to split that stock and they had 500 million shares outstanding, I don't know, somebody do the math really quick, it would be trading at a much, much lower price. So keep that in mind. If somebody else is, showing you an example of, well, this stock hit a very high price, AMC can too. Or Berkshire Hathaway is trading at a ridiculously high price, AMC can too. Yes, AMC can, but it's going to be for a different cause. And a lot of people are going to have to surpass a lot of temptation to get there. So guys, I hope this video was a little bit informative. If you've seen some of these charts out there, if you've seen DRV or HCMC, or somebody's tried to make these arguments that is why AMC can reach these prices, please do your research first. Look at the charts, look at the reverse splits, understand why that stock actually shows the price that it shows. And guys, if you're still here, you've been here for 12 minutes now, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We're here every single day. We are growing our portfolios together. If you're brand new to investing, you better believe that there is a link in the description below for Webull. Super simple to set up your account, get some free shares, sell those free stocks, buy AMC, join us in this movement, and you don't even have any money out of pocket, and you've got some shares of AMC. Perfect case scenario, right? Now, guys, I want to see this squeeze just as much as you do, so please let us know down in the comments below how excited you guys are and really what you expect to see realistically price-wise for AMC stock. I know if you're still out there and you think that $100,000 per share is viable, absolutely let us know because I want to see it just as much as you do. I just don't know if we will. So until the next time, guys, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.